I don't think we should be rewarded for failing, though. No, because then there's a difference between embracing failure and rewarding failure. I think we should embrace it. We shouldn't be scared of the rain, um, but you shouldn't necessarily be rewarded for doing bad things.
What's the biggest failure that you've had in your life?
There's so many. So it's at different levels. There have been different failures. So there is no one biggest failure. Not yet. I think I haven't lived long enough to have that one big. Yeah.
And how does the failure shape your journey as an entrepreneur?
It teaches you what works, what doesn't, what to do, what not to do. Yeah.
You do marketing.
Yeah.
You're a very good marketing guy.
Thank you.
And I could see from how your podcast grew so fast.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what strategies, as in marketing strategies, did you use for your podcast for you to experience that huge growth that you have had?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I do not think it's one thing. So we're constantly iterating and adapting. As I'm doing this interview today with you, we've only done like 10 episodes, maybe. Is it 10? Like 11? Hivyo yani sio nyingi. Na kila moja ambayo ilikuwa inakaribia kuwa released, it had yeah, I mean, it's been like this. Yani? So this is the thing. We know what we want to do. We know why we're doing what we are doing. We know what our end goal looks like. And then we're flexible in how it gets done. Sometimes everything is on time and it works. Sometimes it's not. And how we go about pushing it is quite flexible. So I guess the strategy is trying to be adaptable without losing sight of the end goal. Yeah. I don't know yet. Yeah. Ask me the same question tukiwa tumevuka like 50 episodes and I'll tell you, Wana, the strategy for this kind of content and this kind of podcast and this kind of market is 1, 2, 3. Right now, I don't know.
I ask you that because I've seen a lot of your ads.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of your ads. Like you have a very nice website.
Thank you. Yeah.
So when someone looks at that,
yeah,
say there's someone who knows what they're doing, who are behind this.
I will say this though. Do not start a podcast if you do not know your shit. Because then you're just a content creator, and there's a difference between a podcaster and a content creator, which is why I'm not a content creator. I'm not that good. But if you know something enough, people will listen. Yeah. As from a marketing standpoint, we're pretty good. Yeah.
We have been approached by a lot of people who come to our DMs and ask like, hey, how do I get started? I want to start my own podcast. Where do I start? So what advice would you like to share for those kind of people who wants to get started?
Penye nia pana njia, know your shit. Know your shit. You want to do a podcast about health, right? And working out and having a healthy lifestyle. Have a healthy lifestyle before you talk about a healthy lifestyle. You know what I mean? Eh? Know your shit, because at the end of the day, it is about what you say a lot more than it is about the mics and the camera. Yeah, we were talking off air kwamba nyimbo nzuri ni nyimbo nzuri tu. Unajua ukisikiza nyimbo za kibongo malo, hey hey hello ma da 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 da, nyimbo zote zilizofuata baada ya ile nyimbo zilikuwa zina production nzuri zaidi ya ile nyimbo. Hajaikuwa na nyimbo nzuri kama ile nyimbo. Sio kama nyimbo zilizo mbaya, lakini a good song is a good song regardless of the production. People keep on asking about mics and cameras and nini. It's important, yes. It is very, very important, and by no means do I mean to diminish that fact. But the only thing that is constant, pi, 22/7, right? Know your shit. Pick an angle that you know. If you don't know it and you like the angle, educate yourself about the angle. Then do that podcast.
Yesterday I was looking at the charts on Apple Podcasts.
Okay.
And I found Msasa podcast was actually one of the top podcasts in Tanzania.
Nice.
It was number 2, I think. So
who's number 1?
Number one was it's not Tanzanian podcast. I don't know from which country, but it was number one.
But in the Tanzanian audience, no, inaongoza.
Yeah, and Ngoza.
And who's number 3?
I don't remember.
Okay. Yeah.
So I believe you didn't get there just by luck. I believe everything is planned.
Yeah.
You have been planning and you have been executing it. So what are the strategies that you put to get to that point?
So I didn't know we're number 2. I sincerely didn't know. I think we're doing well. We're doing long form content that is edutainment a little bit more than it is entertainment. And so we are doing this knowing that there are a lot of people that we are missing, but we're being, I guess, tunaubishi tu kwamba hichi ndicho tunachotaka kufanya. We don't have a specific strategy yet. Yeah. I don't want to bullshit. We don't. Like right now, at this point in time, I will answer that question so much better after episode 50. Because we release an episode every week, every Sunday. 50, it means to me release almost a year worth. Cindy,
Yeah.
I can tell you what works, what doesn't. Right now, all I can tell you is we know our shit within the context of what we talk about. We talk about failure because we've got so much ourselves, right? We have an incredible team, right? Everybody pulls their weight. And then, kuna production here. But production is the last thing.
So guys, as you heard from Elisha, after 50 episodes,
ask me the same question. Yeah, ask me the same question.
So if you want a part 2 with Elisha, just comment down below Msasa. 100 comments, we're gonna bring Elisha again.
Amen.
Yeah. Most people are scared of taking risks because they're also scared of failure. But they don't know that everything you do is risky. Even being born is risky. If you just get out the door, you are risking your life. You know, you never know, you can get hit by a car or a bicycle. Everything is risky. So from what you do, I understand you're a risk taker and you have been taking a lot of risks in your life. So at what moment did you take a risk and it really paid off, that you can remember, okay, I took this risk and it really took me far?
It hasn't happened to me yet. No. I don't have that experience.
So you don't take any risks?
No, I take a lot of risks. Your question, if I understand, your question is, at what point in time did you take a risk that really, really paid off?
Yeah.
Not yet. I'm not rich.
Okay.
Yeah, paid off si ni pesa wana. Tunaishi bado, tunabangaiza. Yeah, bado haijanitokea. Yeah.
So in terms of personal growth,
yeah,
and learning and developing, so how do you learn and what has been your biggest resources of learning so that you can develop more as a person?
Okay. So one, I think I'm very, very good student of the University of YouTube. Yeah, yani kama wangekuwa natoa PhD au washikaji wakilipa za kutosha sana. Being self-taught it helps. It saves time. Siamini kwamba kila kitu lazima uende chuo. Of course, there are unique skill sets that may require you to be in a room full of other intellectuals for that to happen, but there are many more that don't require it. So I do a lot of YouTube. Yeah, I listen to a lot of content that teaches me a thing or two about something new. Everything, bro. Everything from sales and marketing to real estate to business development to creative design, although I'm not a designer, to content creation, to strategy, to media, to photography, videography, to marriage, to how to be a good friend, how to be a good husband. You know, I'm a very good student of the University of YouTube. In my previous years, when I was a little bit younger, I used to read a lot of books. Right now, I don't read a lot of books, as much as I don't like that fact. I don't read as much as I used to. Like it would take me quite a while to finish a book. But yeah, man, mostly YouTube podcasts. I listen to a lot of podcasts. Yani a lot. Yani a lot. There's a lot of content out there. And you know the beautiful thing about podcasts is podcasts done right are not interviews. That's why